It's meow time for KittenouSbeast gaming videos for cats and their people. KatzeLande Prime, episode 27. In our last episode, we did a sort of restructure on our base, and in this episode, we'll be continuing to make some progress on cooling down some water. So, uh, just getting right in there, and I realize my episode title needs to be incremented. 1 second. Go. Uh, now we kind of can see here that, we're running low on water down here. And we've just reframed this whole thing and so many oxyferns. Not that we have that many oxyfern seeds, but, growth mindset. We'll get more and we can put them all into service right in this huge array of oxyferns. Great. Um, but we need water to keep the oxyferns going, preferably water that's kind of cool. So, one thing that we're going to do here is first of all get that, what is it? Liquefiable ice. Get the ice moved from here to here. That's the first thing we're going to do. Just picking that up from last time. And we're also going to open this door over here to let the pressure from here out. I was just noticing on my Draco farm, sort of between episodes here, that the pressure had gotten so intense that the hydrogen was only on one tile. Not ideal. So I'm going to go ahead and let some of the pressure out. I might even turn this off. So if it's below 2000. Yep. Or if it's above 2000, I don't know what I want to do here. So just want to close that off to just let some of this high pressure oxygen out. There's a lot. So we'll see the pressure slowly increase here as it kind of backs up into this tunnel. And there's not good airflow here, but hopefully in time we'll see some of this carbon dioxide spill out. I'm sort of tempted to just punch a hole right here. I might even do that just to speed it up. But yeah, okay, cool. And last but not least, we're ready to hit the outer space over here, So we just need some Atmo suits and we'll be good to go. So we'll try and make some Atmo suits while we're at it. We've got the exosuit forge available. We just need lots of aluminum or cobalt or copper or iron to make it happen. So, we're gonna queue up some aluminum production. Got 35 tons of it, and I need 5 suits. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in an order for 15, so that we can get the 5 suits that we need. They're 300 kilograms each. So hopefully the dupes will make short work of that particular request. Meanwhile, over here, our pips have not yet delivered the first pip seed that we wanted them to bring. I'm now starting to think that maybe the storage bin is a little too far away. It's kind of a vast space. So I might build another storage bin. Maybe I'll put it, let's see, it's plant. Okay, so we could put one here. Yeah, that guy was thinking about planting it right here, but then when I put the storage bin assignment, it stopped him in his tracks. Okay. Alright, so we'll get the reeds over here. Get the thimble reeds moved over. And hopefully that'll help the issue. I noticed a food decay alert, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I copy the settings of this onto here so that they put the food away into the refrigerator, hopefully. Okay, so we've got our thimble reeds over here. Now hopefully they'll just start planting them and we can get on with our life. Pick it up and put it in here. Oh, can't get to this. Maybe this water weed is blocking them. Frustrating. Yikes. Getting some high temperature water over there, aren't we? Checking my gas tanks, noticing we're down to just 3 full. So at this particular juncture, it might be nice to actually implement an additional tweak to this system. We can't really get in there while this thing is running, so it's overpressure right now. But we can get in there once we have this thing under control. So we'll go ahead and start pumping out some of this natural gas. Got 300, 600 kilograms of space available here in these 4 chambers. Printables just came up. Some coal. All arounders here, allergies. A double strength again. I already got that guy, but I got a better version. Sorry, buddy. We'll just go with the coal. Watch this. So my plan will be to eventually, once we get a shot at coming in here, it's like there's too much gas. That thing is going to erupt in half a cycle. So we might be able to sneak in here and do this modification really fast. So the plan will be to disconnect this pipe, put in the gas meter valve. Now that we have some plastic, we can build these. So what happens is this will meter out how much gas is pushed through the system. And we can control that based on one of the automation wires coming off of these tanks. So notice here it says, sends a red signal when the reservoir is full. So it'll send a red signal if it's full, but it'll send a green signal if it's 0, right? So if this tank empties completely, we can send a signal to our meter valve to reset its count because it has a memory spot on it. We'll get to it. But so this is gonna, I will not have to pay attention to this. When this tank empties, I can send a signal to send 450 kilograms, which is exactly enough for 3 tanks, through the system into these tanks. So we'll always be able to kind of keep the system filled with gas. And I can add capacity to the network. And as long as I've just got these first 3, this third tank in the sequence. So let's look at this. 1, 2, 3. So when this tank empties, I send a signal, reset the valve, and it'll just roll 450 kilograms back into these 3 tanks. So we'll always be topped off for the most part. It's going to be a really great way of managing this natural gas system with the least amount of my time and attention to pay attention to it. So I'm going to put that in play if we can kind of get the pressures down low enough before this thing erupts again. because right now we need to get the natural gas pressure lower so that my guys can get in here and do the work without being blasted with a massive load of high pressure. Well, the pumps are doing a great job. We still have a little bit of time here. Pressures are starting to get in a good place. Let's see what else we got going on. Got this thing. We're gonna get this running. Oh yeah, the main thrust of this episode is to build this cooling system. Okay, so we're gonna build our thermo aqua tuner. So what this is going to do is it's going to take in a liquid and cool it down a certain amount. And the amount in this case is going to be, I think it's 14 degrees or something like that. So we got this heavy wet joint plate here. Okay, we haven't finished this bit of circuitry, but we can do it now. So the plan here is to hook this aqua tuner directly into the generator network so that we're not having to have a sub-circuit, which I think is such a smart plan. This is going to make this so easy to manage. So we'll let them do their work while they hook this up. Plumbing wise, now here's our source of water, right? This cool water here. And I don't care that it's in a regular old pipe. I'm not going to care that it's in a regular old pipe until we hit the aqua tuner, right? Then once it hits the aqua tuner and gets chilled, then I want it in an insulated pipe. So just looking at where we need to move this water all the way down here, we've got a lot of challenges with managing that pipe and keeping it from causing too much of an issue with our existing systems. So I might want to pick a lane to bring that down, and that's why we have this corridor 5 tiles wide, is to manage problems like this as easily as possible. So with that said, I am going to go ahead and do the shot straight down here, I think is how I want this to run. So we'll get our insulated pipe queued up here. So we're going to move this stuff down. I guess I could go. That's not as good. So let's just keep the line nice and straight. Don't know if I need one there. Why not? Okay. So here we go. Connecting up these spots. Letting this cold water flow. Uh-oh. Okay. So here we are. We're near the reservoir. And now the reservoir I am going to modify a little bit. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. And in fact, I do want to additionally seal this up with tiles so that the building of those pipes is not super duper painful. And now that I've kind of made some changes here and sort of know this, hey, this is the bottom of the base, so to speak, kind of makes me think, could I add an extra layer of gas tanks here and increase my gas supply from this natural gas geyser even further? Maybe. I don't know if I want to do that just yet. So I'll think about that one. We'll see how the supply of the natural gas comes out and if I really absolutely need more storage. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and now that I got my pipe kind of laid out here, oops, some cancels in place here for that. Okay. Yeah. All right. And you'll notice like, oh, these pipes dried out. Great, you can unbuild them. Yeah, okay. So now we can come in here and we can kind of map out how we want this reservoir to be. So I do want it to be a decent capacity reservoir, not too big, but not too small either. So I'm gonna go with a size like maybe S, and we will do insulated tiles on the bottom to protect the temperature of the water from leaching out too much straight down. And again, you know, there's higher temperature. I want that water to really be chilling upwards into the base. So we'll do it that way. We don't have any power on that door, so it's choking my guys. I may want to just make a... This is enough space for what I want. Let's see. So that's 33 tiles. And that's a decent amount of water. Okay, so we'll go with that, I think. 33 tiles does seem probably okay. Maybe we'll go up a... Yeah, let's go up a tile. We'll turn that all into natural. And they won't fit. See, so that's the problem. Because then the tubes can't get in there. Alright. So, oh, it's back to... What is the next... I'll have to wait till it goes idle again. Right. Let's do those, let's queue up those Atmo suits. So we should have enough to make 5 suits. Yeah, that carbon dioxide sure does linger for some reason. Did they plant? You know, now I see the pip and I'm like, oh, did they plant the plant? They did, finally. Gosh. You guys are stubborn. Alright, so we'll get this filled up with thimble reeds, and then we'll come down here and fill this up with some kind of plant too. Hopefully the spacing is far enough to work between this row and this row. If not, I can actually go down a tile, plant down a tile, so we'll see. Might have to get over here and kill this pinch of peppermint plant. Shouldn't be too bad. Yeah. So like, so once you finally get the room set up and they're able to start planting, it usually goes pretty quick. You just have to pay attention. And, you know, it's kind of annoying to have to pay... What's going on? Is that releasing polluted oxygen? I mean, it's fine if it is, but that's weird. I thought that that tile would be full enough. I'll have to do that thing with the pitcher pump again. Okay. Alright, so you notice this little water pocket here, right? What am I going to do with that water? well, that's going to be our first victim with this aquatuner system. So I am actually going to get rid of this water in here. I'm going to cool it down by 1 full cycle. And then push it off into this tubing that goes into this that will eventually go into this reservoir over here. So let's finish that off. We can make this bigger if we need to. I'm not too worried about that, but you know, it's nice to make it the right size the first time if you can, if that makes sense. I also got to hurry up and replace this water pump down lower because it's not long enough. Alright, so making sure our oxyferns get plenty of water, and just checking my system here. Looks like we're nearly set for the aquatuning piece to be kicked on. So, again, this is going to be carrying cold water, so I do like the idea of hijacking that water line, but you know what I may wind up doing here is I may wind up disconnecting this and then rebuilding it with insulated and allowing it to serve dual purposes. That's a little strange, but I think that that will actually work for my purposes here. And we'll have a disconnect possible there. Okay. And then we'll have an input here. And okay. So I can, like, you know, depending on what I need, I could reconfigure this pipe, this one line, and use it for multiple purposes. So if I disconnect it from this output pipe here, I can use this as a path up for, or path down in this instance for this project that I'm doing. Alright, and then, you know, I need a power source for this pump, so I'll connect that up to a wire real fast. Great. Alright, so we will be in the money, so to speak, very, very soon with some nice ice cold water coming out of our aquatuner that we've laid into this polluted, germy, disgusting water. So the theory is, or why did I lay it here? You know, why? Why did you put it here with this dirty water? Well, this is just the first iteration of a cooling system. You know, I'm going to use this polluted, germy water. I'm going to heat it up to like 70 degrees. All the germs are going to die. And then I'm going to like process that into good water with a sieve and then use it in like an air system with one of those what are those things called? An electrolyzer. I might even build like a spam and use the water from this to power that spam. You know, that might be the dream, right? So, that's all fine, great, pie in the sky stuff. But how do we get there? It's going to require a little bit more care and attention to make it all happen. But we will get there, only a matter of time. So, got little pips running around all over the base. It's crazy. Little pip eggs everywhere. I'm gonna have to start murdering pips like crazy. Okay, so we should have all of our atmosphere suits done by now. I haven't been paying attention to them doing the errand for that. They'll put them there. Look, we're doing good. We're making a little bit of plastic for ourselves from our glossy Drecos. Oh, look, all that carbon dioxide flowed. Who knows what happens to it, right? Where did it all go? Well, most likely it flew down into here and got processed. That'd be my guess. But no really telling what actually happened to it. It might have just dispersed throughout the base. But most likely it's been handled. Or maybe it got caught in here. Who knows? So here we go. Let's check the action here. So coming in at 28, coming out at 14. So we're losing 14 degrees of temperature. So this water, which was not super hot, I mean like close to 30 degrees, it's now being turned into 14-degree water, being transported here, and now is splashing into this reservoir. It's coming in colder than the reservoir itself. So we're going to see a slow decrease in temperature on this pond as it slowly fills up with cooled water. And all of this is costing us some fuel on our systems here, right? So that aqua tuner is hitting those batteries really hard and it's causing our power system to turn on, right? So we're using up energy. Meanwhile, this is releasing heat into the polluted water pool. So there is a price being paid in the form of heat being generated by this to cool down the water. Now it's actually like a transfer of heat, right? So the, the heat from this water, that 14 degrees, is being released into this pool by the aqua tuner. So I'm concentrating the heat with the aqua tuner. That's one good way of thinking about it. So I'm turning this pool of annoying water that was basically in my way, I'm chilling it down, sending it down into the base to keep me nice and cool down here with my beautiful array of oxyferns. I'm actually going to go ahead and plug that up. I don't actually want them to have, I don't want this gas to have an access point down there, so I'm going to plug it up. Principals came in. Let's check it out. What do we get? Anything good? Nothing's jumping out at me. Guess I just pick up another pip. Got another thimble reed there. Take out this one. Get more thimble reeds. This is incredible. You can just plant all these thimble reeds. What am I even going to use this reed fiber for? I don't even know. Why am I doing this? Why am I making all this reed fiber? What is wrong with me? I don't know. No one knows the answers to these hard questions. Um, Maybe I'm just a maniac and I just can't be stopped. That could be it. But truth is, I'm just going to go ahead and make this reed farm because I feel like it. And that's what I want to do. And that's one of the things about this game that I find deeply satisfying. Here I am on my own little colony. I'm telling my little colonists what they can do. I'm the boss. They gotta listen to me. So I tell them, hey, come over here and move these pips around. They're like, yes sir, yes boss, right away. Great. Makes me feel good. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next tile just to avoid having to damage that ladder there. I mean, they trust my judgment. They say, hey, if he wants to put some thimble reeds here, there must be a reason for it. Let's just do it. Look how fast these guys work when they finally are, like, cooperating with me. We've got idleness. Not good. We've got to set up some projects. Oh, right. That's a project. Let's get this fixed. I guess this amount of liquid was not sufficient. It's only a few grams to prevent the outgassing from the polluted oxygen. So I'm going to add some more salt water to this system as soon as they build this. Okay. Come on, guys. Somebody will pick up another bottle of salt water and put it in there. Okay, now we're cooking with gas here. Alright, so we've got a few more kilograms. We'll turn it off, deconstruct it. Okay. Alright, so we've now got access here. Finally, at long last, we can build a gateway out into space. It has been quite a journey to get here. I've been talking about getting into space for what seems like weeks, and now we're nearly there. It's incredible. So, take advantage of the fact that there should be a little bit of excitement about that. We worked hard to get up here. You'll notice there's some liquid carbon dioxide all over the floor. These big shovels are crawling around. There's a lot to do. Alright, so we're putting in a door. We need that door, because that door is going to help us control who can get through there. Now, let's talk about that. So, my thought on this is that there's no reason for anybody except for those with exosuit training to leave the base. I got 4: Ruby, Hassan, Lindsay, and Ellie. So, notice I have 5 suits. Maybe we'll get another one. So we got Ruby. We got custom access on here. The default is no. Ruby, Hassan, Lindsay, and Ellie are my 4 duplicants who are authorized to leave the base through one of these suits. All the other duplicants can't. And that is just to keep people who can use the suits well out here and working and not have too much trouble. That's the real deal here. So we're gonna carve a little bit in, or out, I should say. Okay. Meanwhile, overjoyed about the plastic, very exciting. But now I am thirsty to expand my heavy watt wire up further. I have unquenchable thirst about that. So my next endeavor after deconstructing this liquid pump and its ancillary wires and cables and tubes, I'm just going to go ahead and just refactor this whole plumbing situation. Because what I want now is the capacity for my wire here to keep going up. So I'm going to go ahead and build myself a nice ladder right here. Oof, look at that. What a beauty. Straight up through there. And, when we hit here, we'll put in a heavy watt connector. And then we'll take it from there. Take it on faith, we're going to get up to the top of the base with that heavy watt wire. That is the plan. Let them deal with this and shred this little enclosure. We don't need it anymore. That'll keep my guys busy while I check on my pips. Look at these little fine fellows. Got thimble reeds. It's just beautiful. It's just fabulous. Okay, so now we do need some sort of ladder down here or some tiles to get over here and deal with that stuff. So I'll just go, throw down a couple of tiles here and let that be what needs to happen. Alright, so we made short work of that little pool of water and added it down here into this pond here. So we've resupplied our freshwater tank. It's about the same temperature as it was before, a little bit cooler over on this side, you'll notice, than this side, because that's where more of the water came in, and it'll eventually stabilize the temperature. And it'll cool off the base. The fact that these pipes are going to be using that cool water and it's going to be put in here, and these, you'll notice, oh wow, look at the temperature increase there, right? Well, we're going to come in here and we're going to backfill with some insulation here so that these are protected against the heat from this biome, and that we'll get nice cool oxygen being produced from our carbon dioxide that is being released. Yeah, I may even come in here and like open this up, drain this carbon dioxide into here, pump it up into here, dump it out, or pump it up into there, dump it out. We'll deal with it. But we've averted our little crisis of running out of water. I mean, it wasn't a crisis because I had my eye on it, so we knew it was coming up, and we took care of it the way that it needed to be taken care of. Meanwhile, we do have some additional things to complete in here to finish the job on our little farm. So I'll just go ahead and queue up those orders here. So all right, just making it so that there's plenty of airflow. I recognize that these sweepers themselves create 3 tiles, and then there's a tile here and 3. It's fine. It's not quite symmetrical, so that's driving me crazy a little bit, but things can't always be perfect as much as we'd like them to be. All right. So back to our little projects. Guess we haven't had a ton of action on this. There we go. A lot of clay over here, so I might just tease open a little of this and see if it can get processed. Might also linger. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So I'll just kind of cut it loose. Maybe it'll get led over here to this. Oh, they keep cutting up. I gotta stop that. Okay, so yeah. There we go. And that'll get it like right in range of that. Maybe it'll all clear out if it flows that way. That'd be nice. Okay, so hooking up the next steps. So I now want to process some of this water here and turn it into cooler water. So I'm going to go ahead and hook up the pipes and let this run. Do I want to put a disconnect? Probably. Okay. And I am going to just use regular old liquid pipes because I'm not super concerned about the temperature here. Oops. Not super concerned about the temperature going in. I'm more concerned about the temperature coming out, staying nice and cool. So that's why the output has the insulated pipes and the input has the regular pipes. Nice, that fast. Wow, these guys can get things done really quick now. That's very encouraging. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this rad bolt generator setup? So yeah, rad bolts, finally, right? I talked about those ages ago. What we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and just poke right up the surface, outer space that is, and here's where our rad bolt reservoir lies. And so next time we will set up a rad bolt harvesting system and be able to complete tier 3 research. Amazing. Um, we've been stuck, unable to progress in our research because we don't have access to this material study terminal radbolt system that we need. And this is blocking us from many, many technologies that we could otherwise use. So for instance, uh, steam turbines are locked. Can't get to those. I need steam turbines so bad, you have no idea. We need those. Superheated forging is locked, so I can't get glass. That's a problem. Some of my solid control systems, the conveyor shut off and conveyor receptacle, a meter for conveyor belts, all that stuff is blocked. Can't get to it without these rad bolts, including, some space stuff. And look, I could have been building spaceships apparently without getting that research completed, but I mean, come on. And here's where we need to get to, right? Radiation refinement. And uses enriched uranium to produce radiation for rad bolt production. Wow, wouldn't that be great? Well, guess what? I don't even have any rad bolts yet. So we're going to get some rad bolts. All kinds of good stuff that we can unlock once we have access to rad bolts. And it's going to cost us, trust me, it's going to cost us quite a bit. But we are going to be willing to pay the price. Because it's going to really open us up big time once we get those rad bolts. So next time it'll be rad bolt generation for us as we're kind of, let me make sure I switch this system off. It's nearly full. I gotta put in that extra piece of equipment to make it so it automatically refills itself. I can't wait to set that up. It's gonna just make this less tenuous. I don't want to have gas all over here again. Remember how bad that was? I don't want that to happen. So I gotta keep an eye on this, otherwise it'll overfill. But anyways, that's what's on the agenda for next time. So let me actually check my goals and the things I was working. Did we do the initial water cooling? Yes, we did. Did we get our atmospheric suits installed and actually take our first steps out into the spacey area? We did. Mission accomplished. I hope you enjoyed the video. More importantly, I hope your cat enjoyed the video. And if you don't have a cat, That's okay. I hope you enjoyed the video, not your cat that you don't have. In any event, I hope you have a great day, and we'll be seeing you soon for some Rad Bolt production.